Grant Dania now.
It's Grant Dania.
The gold lady this year. Oh my God, it's Grant Dania.
And our mum, Shazzy Dania. She's really crazy. And
George,
affectionately known
as Large Sarge.
It's all true.
It's All True, the podcast with Grant and Shazzy Dania.
and
George.
Tell you what, guys, I'm feeling a little bit nervous because we're using brand new gear today. So if all fails,
if you
you'll know why.
If you've been a fan of watching us on YouTube, the It's All True podcast recorded on YouTube, which I might add, George, did you just send through some hot stats a moment ago about our last YouTube episode?
Yeah, so at the time of recording this, we've had over 40,000 views on the recent episode on YouTube. That was for
bloody amazing.
The Amazing Race Australia, a bit of a tell-all special there. And yeah, as for the actual podcast itself and all your favourite streaming platforms, tens of thousands of downloads and listens.
Thousands, God. We better take this seriously then. Do you think? Do you think we should start trying?
Well, you've been saying it for a while now. You've been a bit unhappy with the way that our YouTube channel looks.
Look, visually, we're just making this from home. We're not high-tech people. We didn't know if this whole thing, this little experiment called the It's All True podcast was worth investing in, to be honest. We didn't know if we'd go anywhere or nowhere or one person listen or 100 people would listen. So we just sort of got a little camera set up at home. So hopefully today, this episode might be the first that's a little bit more crystal clear because we have some new method of recording. And then slowly, I think over the coming weeks, we'll sort of, we'll try and level up. But because, you know, we work in a visual era these days and we care as much about the viewers on YouTube as we do as those who listen on their favourite podcast app.
Well, we have to now because there's like 4,500 regular subscribers.
Yeah.
So
is it really?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that
See, previously, if Shez had worn no clothes, it would have been fine because it was like so pixelated that you couldn't really.
Oh, but I liked that because
See
I
the
don't like
nips.
it being clearer because it means that I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm being.
Look, welcome to the digital age.
Yeah. Well, you
And
know
a bit
what?
of a peek behind the curtain. So we've set this whole entire Quickie up as we're trying to make this podcast a lot better. And we had some off-air chats before we started the record of this. And I am looking at my screen right now. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but it's the most pixelated you guys have ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you look pretty crappy, actually, don't you?
I think when you press,
It's like the moment we hit record, it just went to shit.
because I think what will happen is it says although it looks like this is not how it will come out in the record. So all hope is, look, there's not a lot in it for listeners right now. Let's be honest. This is really just a test that we've pressed record on. So we're not really offering you a heck of a lot. Have we got a topic that we can talk
but do
about
you know
just so I
what?
don't waste everyone's day?
Can we just throw it out there? If you have a son, a husband, I'm being sexist here, if you have a daughter, cousin, best friend, neighbour who's really good at setting up cameras for a podcast studio, please reach out because we may have a job for you.
Yep, we
Yeah.
need some switching as well because there's three of us and sometimes a guest. Maybe some new Canon cameras or some Sony A7s would be nice.
We both live on all of us, we sort of live in the outback too. So the internet's not as great. So do we need to move to a metro city to do this podcast?
No, I think we'll just do it on the roof next time and just hope that that's
I think that will help.
yeah.
Surely everyone in all of Australia has NBN problems.
Look, it wasn't Kevin Rudd's greatest moment, that's for sure. The old Rudster cost us $40 billion, and it's shizer.
What? When was it 40 billion? Because that cost must have blown out by now.
Yeah. It's I think
The amount of repairs.
60 billion. It was only supposed to be like $5 billion or something, and it was nuts.
Well, how does the rest of like the world do?
Man, I can see him in war
Internet.
zones broadcasting live from their mobile phone. So why the bloody hell can we not get a podcast up?
Do you know what? That's the one thing when I'm driving to Sydney, and I know that we've got a lot of people who don't live in the country areas, but I see ads for 5G available here, and I think, you know what? That really sucks because there's little towns like where we live where they don't even get 3G.
They don't even get free-to-air television.
I know.
Down in the town below us. We're on a little hill.
George's Plains in New South Wales, they get NITV.
Which is
Oh wow.
Like, how does that happen?
That's the Northern Territory. No, it's not it's Imparja.
Oh, Imparja, that's right. Yeah,
Imparja, which is like a Central Australian television network. So they don't get 7, 9 and 10 or Prime or Win or Capital. They get Imparja.
Yeah. Well, how does that
We are
happen?
that version of that in the podcasting world. We are at that level.
We are the Imparja of podcasting.
I don't know what that means. But yes, I do have a topic today for...
That's good. We're 5 minutes in,
I've
so
got
5 to go. And
Got 5 minutes left, Shez.
the audience is going, they're only talking about the quality of their pictures so
Right.
far. This is shit.
Well, I've got a few topics, but I'm happy, George, I'm not going to take over from you again. So do you have a topic? Because you...
No, I think we should go with your one topic today.
Okay. All right.
Oh, God.
What is one thing you wish you were better at?
Setting up a podcast.
Cameras. Internet
It's quite
signal.
funny. No, have a think about it. So you've got to dig. You have to be quite honest with yourself to be able to answer this.
Well, because
properly.
there'll either be a quick answer that you'll jump to, which will be an obvious thing, and then there'll be probably something much deeper when you give it a little bit of thought.
So give it a little bit of thought, or go with your first answer. You've got 4 minutes.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Numbers. I wish I was better at numbers and maths and surrounding anything to do with numbers. I freak out.
Yeah.
So numbers
I'm
as
the
in
same, buddy.
what? As in what sense?
As in, if
Like-
you
like
just see
anything.
numbers on a page, your brain just goes blah, 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 and just it all jumbles
Yeah.
up and looks like a mess.
In all of my primary and high school, I only passed one maths exam. And, you know, anytime, even playing like card games that involve, you know, adding up numbers and being like Monopoly as well, like anything with numbers, I just freak out.
I can only count to 21 because of blackjack. But otherwise, I'd be the same. Because if
So is that because
I've never checked ever in my life, ever in my life, I've never checked the change that someone in a shop gives me because I'm so bad at maths, I'm too embarrassed to sit there and try and figure out whether they've given me the right amount of money. So just
What?
Just say that every single person I've ever bought something off was an honest person. There's still going to be mistakes in there where they've either added a 0 or forgot to give you an extra 10, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
how would you know?
But that's what I'm saying. I just accept that there might be an error in there, but I would rather accept the error than me try and stand there at the counter in front of a queue like an idiot, unable to figure out how much change I'm supposed to receive.
So
I panic.
now you are just about to be ripped off every which way every time you spend cash, because everyone listening to this podcast
Just
is
go,
going to go, we're
At
going
a
to
0,
shortchange
Barry,
Denya.
Denya's coming in.
Yeah, right. So where does that come from? Because George said that George, did you really never ever pass?
Never. I am not kidding. The first one I passed was in year 11 because I had a good maths teacher who cared in my success when it came to mathematics. But like the biggest fear for me would be like working at McDonald's and having to be at the cash register. Like I'd freak out.
I agree. I'm totally with you.
But you put it into the computer and the computer adds it up.
Yeah, but I think there's still sometimes, I don't know, some manual maths required.
Yeah, you've got to use change. Like it's freaky. It's scary stuff.
My mum and dad had an ice cream truck when we were kids, and
That's cool.
It was their get rich quick scheme with their neighbours. They all went in it together, and then I went out with my beautiful uncle, who's no longer with us, and we went out to run it together. And he put me in the till, and he's like, I'll teach you how to do it. And he would talk at me, and I could not understand a word he was saying. It was like it was a different language when he talks. If someone gives you, say it's $9 and they give you 15, and then and I'm just like, I just hear blah 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 blah.
Same. I shut off.
So I'm like, I think I'm an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot, but you have created internal dialogue clearly at that point. And then every time you've got something wrong or you've panicked, then you've added to that narrative. So therefore now you've got black and white thinking thinking that you're just bad with numbers all the time.
True. I've just written it all off. I'm just going,
Yeah.
I can't do that, so I won't do that.
Yeah. And I only know that because of the book that I'm listening to at the moment, The Undervalued Self, which has actually been quite interesting. Yeah.
Is that up there with Untethered Soul? Did you read that one?
No, I haven't read that.
It's also very
Is
good.
it by Louise Hay?
No.
Hey!
No, it's not.
What's yours, Shezzy? Yeah.
Oh, I've got so many. When I was thinking about this topic, I
Start
was
off with
thinking
A,
like
alphabetically.
A.
You've
Not
got that.
numerically, alphabet, letters.
Yeah. This morning I wish that I was better at being calm when my kids have really pushed me to the limit. I got the crap punched out of me. What are you laughing at? Because
Wait, who punched you?
Sunday. I was trying to put her into the car and she didn't want to hop in her seat. She wanted to sit in the front seat. So
We've lost control of it.
We've lost absolute control.
Yeah.
So I tried doing the Maggie Dent. Come on, this isn't working very well, is it? Come on, if you want it. Like, I tried everything, speaking really calm, getting down on her level. And then I started bribing, and she's still kicking, and she's throwing stuff out of the car. Then she kicked a bag out of the car, and it was absolute bedlam. So then I started trying to hold her in the seat, and then she's like kicking and screaming, and the other kids were like getting really upset because it's distressing.
Pretty confronting.
They also didn't want to run late, so then I was just trying to be really calm, and then I've just gone, right, that's enough. And she's gone. Oh, actually, I can play it for you.
Are you connected?
You recorded the outrage.
That's right. She does the same thing when we fight, so she can play it back to me later.
Yeah.
She was right. Wow. Oh. That would
That continues on for like 1 minute, right?
that would win the award for MTV Best Scream in a horror movie.
So that's
That is
what I'm
blood
dealing
curdling.
with. And then I just saw red. I tried being calm, tried to do everything. I was like, now
She brought her in.
I don't remember the other two ever pushing my buttons that much, ever. It was so
New
bad.
generation.
I brought her in. Yeah, sorry, you continue.
It's never good when Shezzy has gone to the car and then it ends up coming back. So she
With a screaming
She
child.
came back in pretty much just with the baby in a headlock with the little feet just sort of dangling, and she's just like, "She is all yours."
Yeah.
And then slammed the door and left. And I was like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
obviously school run's not going so good today."
And the other kids just sat there being really quiet.
I was terrified.
Oh, do you know what? She wasn't. She was like, "Bye, Mum."
How long do you
Furious.
reckon it took for you to cool off after something as big as that?
Still
She hasn't.
seething. About 6 hours, honestly.
I haven't looked her in the eyes for 6 hours.
I did.
I've mowed the lawns. I've done the washing. I cleaned the house. I did the dishwasher. I mopped the floors. It was that's the look she had in her eye.
I'm missing
Yeah.
half an eyebrow here, it's tattoo. So that shows you how much of a grab she had on my eye. I've lost a tuft of hair. We had a real fight. Obviously, I didn't fight back, but I did almost a donut driving up the driveway, which is a dirt driveway, as quickly as I could. I was so cross. So, yeah, I wish that was just from today. But there's plenty of things that I wish
She
I was
took off
better
so
at.
fast she sprayed the house with stones.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I actually thought I'd drop the other kids off at school and then I'd just keep driving. I just keep driving for a couple of days and then somehow make my way back. That's how cranky I was.
It's tough out there, guys. Tough out there.
So there's a lot more to unpack as to what I'm not good at, but that was just one thing for today.
I think that'd test anyone. I don't know if that's unique to you, though.
But I'm really trying to rewrite my software, my hardware or whatever. Yeah, like a psychology term. Well, things that I've always thought that I'm not good at, I want to be better at.
Okay.
That's inspirational. I'm going to do the same.
Yeah. I'm going to go do some... I'm going to get a maths tutor and Nah, I'm just going to wait till Elon Musk just gets that device that we can put in our head so we can connect straight to the internet. And then I'm never going to have to learn anything, ever. That's not far away, mind you. That's only a couple of years away.
That sounds ridiculous.
Well, we think about it now. People go, oh, that sounds so futuristic. You're going to have a little device in your head that connects to the internet that allows you to go, I wonder what the population of Nigeria is. Bing, I got it. You'll know everything that there is to ever know in like a nanosecond. However, it's kind of just at the end of our arm anyway. Like that device is just, we're pretty much cyborgs already because we have constant and continuous access to the entire universe of information. It's just not yet in our bodies. But it is in our hand.
Yeah, it needs to penetrate the skin.
I reckon by definition that makes us part robot already.
Yeah, that is true.
Because at what point do we stop being complete, just... You right, mate?
Sorry, I'm just getting messages from a guest who
Sounds
wants
like
to come on our show because we are award winning.
I think that was the daycare. Daycare saying that Sunday's been suspended and she's glassed another kid. And we have to come and pick her up immediately.
Oh, when I turned up at daycare today, that was after, several hours when I finally picked her up. Yeah, they were like, oh, have you had a nice morning? I was like, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Before we go, something that we think we're all good at, just to, end on a high note.
Great idea, buddy.
I'll start exceptional at... Oh gosh, love making.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Talk
well,
yourself up.
we can't judge that.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
Yeah.
As in, being loving, not the actual deed itself, just loving.
Right, gotcha.
Oh, being loving.
Oh,
That's
sure.
nice.
Wow, you back yourself. Just a real
I think so.
smooth kind of a guy, very thoughtful. Is it
Casanova.
gifts or
right.
what makes you great?
Gifts. Yeah, I'll sit underneath a tree and write a song with my mandolin and, just do some poems.
That's actually pretty damn good. If you do that for real,
That is nice.
that's actually awesome. Well
I
done.
do every afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is mandolin code for penis?
Yeah, I strum my mandolin.
Stop. What are you good at? Because we're now nearly at 20 minutes, so we're double
no
quickie
longer a
time.
quickie.
Just 2 quickies.
Half of it was talking about our podcast setup. I'm getting better at trying to understand my patterns of behavior. And I'm working on it. I'm not saying I'm excellent at it, but it's a new skill. And it's still only early development. I'm not saying I'm excellent. It's not my best feature. But it's, analysing my programming as to why I do things, good and bad.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really good.
We're just all a work in progress, everyone.
We are. I'm really good at talking to people
You are. You actually
all the
actually
time.
are.
I just like talking to people.
You used to go through periods where you were a great talker, but you would sometimes your listening wasn't. When you get excited, when you can understand someone's problem and you can see a solution, sometimes you would become you would talk over the top of that person a lot, but you don't do that anymore. You're a really good listener and talker.
That's not what you said to me on Saturday.
No, because I'm lying.
What happened Saturday?
Yeah, what happened Saturday?
Oh, to stuff.
Okay. Be true.
Stay tuned to the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye.
It's All True, the podcast with Grant and Shezzy Denya.
Bye bye.